What's happening, beautiful people? My name is Marquita George, and I am the proud founder and CEO of Keys Primary Academy, located in Paulding County, not far from Douglas County, not far from Cobb County, not far from Carroll County. All right. So I got a question from a new principal who wanted to know. Oh, I used to be a principal. Let's not forget that. So back to the story. I received a question from a current principal who happens to be 2 years in her journey, and she wanted to know what kinds of strategies I used to target behaviors at my former school. So I was the principal at the Burnett Elementary School, which for years had been considered one of the worst schools in the Douglas County school system. Shout out to every principal who came before me. All right, and the principal that came after me. So, funny thing is, first of all, I don't want to trigger any of you parents, but I'm going to keep it 100 with you. For the students who were repeat offenders, and I'm not talking about the babies who were fighting, I am talking about the babies who were consistently disruptive. So I do not believe suspension is a remedy for misbehavior. And so while I used my suspension card when I needed to for those infractions that either harmed others, for those infractions that stole instructional time from children who were at school ready and prepared to learn. So I use my suspensions accordingly. I didn't suspend a child for every infraction because, again, suspension is not a remedy for controlling misbehavior. But let me tell you what I did do. So if any of you parents are triggered by what I'm about to say, sorry, my parents were not triggered. They understood the assignment. They knew what time it was, and we were partners in education. So for the jokers who were consistently misbehaving, I made them some junior custodians. Now let me tell you what that means. Kids already don't like to clean up. So when they were misbehaving and robbing the other children of their educational experience, I linked up with my head custodian because he and I had an alliance. And anytime I needed him, he already knew. Little Johnny, little Rebecca, they would become junior custodians, and they would have to follow my head custodian schedule. Wherever my head custodian went, that's where they went. Whatever my head custodian had to clean, that's what they had to clean. If he had to go outside and do detail around the exterior of the building, those children had to go out there and pick that paper up in those cans and that other trash that was out there. If he was on restroom duty, those kids went right with him to restroom duty. When he went to lunch, they went to lunch. And they were still responsible for completing whatever tasks their teacher gave them. So, kids already don't like to clean up. If you are an administrator like I was and we understand suspension is not always the ticket, send them jokers out there and put them on work detail. See how they feel when they come back. And if they continue to rob from the instructional time, then you pull out your suspensions and you do what you need to do. But for me, it was about restitutional discipline. It was about not making discipline necessarily punitive, but correcting the behaviors so that whatever they did, they could look back on when they had to go out there with Mr. Brentley, when they had to clean them sinks and scrub those walls with Mr. Brentley, when they had to go in there and sweep and mop after everybody had left the cafeteria for lunch with Mr. Brentley. They knew they didn't want to do it again. So I need to think about whatever I did that got me in trouble like this so that I could target that behavior and fix it. That was the idea. All right? So stay tuned. I'm going to be sending tips to parents and tips to teachers. I had a teacher call me 2 days ago and ask me if she could meet me at Keys so that I could help her plan engaging lessons for her students. I'm here. I'm about that life. Y'all get at me. Have a great day.